Hey there, everyone. My name is Eric Richards, and I run springshousesonline.com. Every month, I do a video recap of what happened in the preceding month, and I try and get that uploaded typically by the 10th of the current month that we're in. So you know what happened last month in my little market of Colorado Springs and El Paso County and Teller County. So keep this in mind as we watch the video. It was a weird month, and we didn't have as many sales, and so that skewed some averages pretty aggressively. And so when we see some numbers here, let's try not to jump off a cliff and think that the world is crumbling around us here. So homes for sale, we saw not much of a change in terms of active inventory. I'm not going to put a lot of weight into this at all. New listings, nice little increase over 2024. I think it's the confidence that sellers are displaying. Hey, it's a better year. I'm thinking that with lower interest rates that I'm going to be able to sell my home this January. They maybe pulled their home off the market in Thanksgiving timeframe, around the holidays and relisted. So I think this is positive. Total under contract increase over these last 4 years, if you just look at down to the single digit numbers. But more importantly, this number of total under contract exceeds this number here. And we like to see a replacement number that is almost one for one, or favoring that total under contract to be a little bit higher, especially when we are in an increasing days on market scenario. As I just alluded to, we went up here. So we've been seeing a steady increase since July. We were at 39, now we're at 74. Concerned? Yeah. I don't like seeing days on market go up because it definitely creates an imbalance here. Of course, all the buyers are thinking, well, with days on market, I get more time to see my home multiple times before I put an offer in on the home that I want to make mine. Maybe I can lowball that seller, but again, it's all about balance. And if we get too out of balance and there's too many listings, buyers then control way too many of the scenarios that unfold. Sellers can't develop any sort of cadence with selling their homes. We run out of good and usable sales comps for appraisers. So it's a cascading snowball effect. We like balance. Total sales year to date, in terms of just January compared to other Januaries, yeah, it's low. And when you take a look at adding in a bunch of new inventory, total under contracts exceeding new listings, and then this small little itty bitty replacement number here, of sold homes that were sold, a bit concerned. And this definitely tacks on to the increasing days on market. Average and median sales prices. Remember, folks, average is the blend of everything from 10 million to $1. So probably just a few more homes sold at that, $1 million plus, and a lot less homes sold at that, less than 200,000. There are a few of those in our market. And so that skews the average up quite a bit. Median sales price, on the other hand, to have it go up about $10,000, it's simply just going to point to the idea that maybe just a lot of new builds in that 500 to 550 range sold, and so that drove up the median price. Residential home sales, again, this graph just really highlights this decline, and it happened with condos and townhomes as well as single families. So again, we're really paying attention to that. I like to just use this chart to point out just the numbers. So maybe if you're not that bar chart or flowing line chart type person and you want to look at some raw numbers, nearly a 10% reduction in total sales volume. This is in millions. And then when we look at condos, it's really exacerbated here with $32 million in sales just in January of 25 versus 26 of only roughly 23 million. So keep that in mind as we move forward in the year. Will we correct some of these things and get back on track? Lastly, I like to do this chart for the sellers, understanding that if you are in this price bracket, it kind of gives you an idea that, if your home is $475,000, about a third of you will have to take a price reduction of roughly 2.5% in order to get your home sold. A lot of people see this chart and the first thing they think is, well, if my home is worth, $500,000 and they're telling me I'm going to have to take a 3% price reduction, well, I'm just going to price my home at $515,000 and let people offer me $500,000. Typically, it doesn't work that way because you get that showing or showings as a result of being priced correctly. So you probably are going to have to offer some discounts in order to get your home sold. And that's a rule of thumb here, that 1/3 of homes had to take a price reduction. In Delaware County, not as much of a uh, exaggeration of homes that had to take price reductions. Again, keep in mind, 2 homes, 11 homes, 10 homes, 8 homes. It's not a huge market up there, so that's part of the reason. But I think a lot of people who drive to Teller County in January to go look at a home are probably pretty committed, and that means that sellers take the offers that come in because they've priced their home correctly. Again, that's a lot of extrapolation and assumption on my part, but hopefully that helps. If you like what I'm doing here, please leave a like on the video, send me a comment. I'll put my name and phone number at the end of the video. I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.